Hey guys, it's Amy at Zoe Beck, and I'm going to do another kind of video talking about the stuff I would like to read for March Mystery Madness. So this is not my TBR. I'm hoping that you guys will help me kind of narrow down my possibilities. I have 21 books here I want to read that are mysteries. Now again, mysteries mystery is a genre that I used to read all the time, and I kind of faded out of that when I picked up a lot more fantasy stuff that had mysteries in them, mostly urban fantasy, paranormal romance and stuff. And so it's kind of on the wayside. I've kind of dropped it because I don't read as many contemporary books anymore. But a lot of these some of these are contemporary, some of them are historical mysteries, some of them are translated mysteries. And so there's so much here I want to read, and I need to narrow it down because I'm also doing March of the Mammoths, which is reading books over 800 pages in the same month. So I want to be able to mix what I'm reading or listening to and just kind of be able to do a couple of really big books, and then these ones are all pretty average size books. So, but I'm looking for help on where I should focus because I have a couple of rereads. As I said, I have a couple translated books, I have a couple weird mystery books, and then I have a lot of first books in series. So what I want you guys to do is to help me narrow this down. I'd like to have at least 5 that I think I'm going to put on my TBR next week. We'll see how this goes. But I need help let me know what you think would be interesting to read for mysteries. As I said, I really do love mysteries. I love all my books have a mystery element in them. It's just I haven't read straight up mysteries very often in the last couple of years. So I would like to get back to that. And I have a huge collection. So let's go through those. So let's talk about the 2 books that are possible for rereads. One of them is a Mary Stewart book, Thunder on the Right. I believe this is the next one I need to read, to reread all of her books. I don't know, which one this is because I've read all of them, but I've read most of them in the past when I was a kid. Most of a teenager, my mom had all the books, and so I read them all. There's only one that I won't read, or we'll see what happens when I get to the Ivy Tree. It's not my favorite. The premise, but everything else. So Thunder on the Right is one about the Pyrenees, and I think someone goes looking for their missing cousin. So again, I have not read Thunder on the Right since I was a teenager. I would like to maybe reread that. I also have Mistress of the Art of Death by Adriana Franklin. I read this when this first came out, and then I didn't realize there was a series until a couple of years ago. So I've collected the series. And I just saw Janelle at Too Fond of Books talk about this. I will also leave her announcement video down below for March Mystery Madness. She was the one I watched first, and I love watching all of her content on March Mystery Madness, so you should be subscribed to her for March for sure. But this one is a historical following a woman who is trained at, to look at deaths and stuff. And this one deals with some children who have died in this village or something. And so I do remember really, really enjoying this. And as I said, I didn't know it continued on until much later. And so I have the books, but I'd really like to reread the first book before I continue that series. So this is a first book in series, but this is a reread. And I'd really like to get to that. I have a last book in series. So this is the last book in the Solace Island series by Meg Tilly. This is Hidden Cove. This one doesn't follow the characters who were in the first 2 books of this series. It's kind of like an offshoot, but it's in the same series. And so it's this little island in northern Washington, and I think she owns a gallery, yeah. And then one of her friends dies, and so it's a mystery or suspense in that. So I would like to finish a series. So this is I think my one and only finish a series, but I'd like to read that to finish off. And then I just picked one of my Wendy Webb books. I've collected most of her books. I read a couple of them last year, and I'd read one many years ago, but which I still might need to pick that one up again because I don't remember what happened to that one. But this is the tale of Halcyon Crane, and all I know about this one is a mysterious letter shows up, and it changes her life because I think she finds out that her mother, who she thought was dead, is actually alive or was alive. I'm not sure how that all works, but somehow it throws her life into chaos. And again, I like Wendy Webb's books just for fun, so I'd like to get to this one. This is one of her earlier ones, so I would like to read that. Let's see here. I do have a a Phyllis Whitney book, The Trembling Hills. I think I picked this up for a book club that somebody did here on BookTube. I can't remember if it was the book for some other readathon or read along. I don't remember. Never got to it, whatever, last year or the year before. This one has to do with a woman who is in the San Francisco 1906 earthquake. So again, there's mystery involved in that. I don't know anything beyond that, but I liked Phyllis Whitney. I've read many of her books. So I do have a couple more contemporary ones. The Thursday Murder Club by Richard Osman. Everybody talks about this one, about the older characters who are now, they're at their retirement village and they look at cold cases, and then someone dies and they have to take a chance or have to figure it out. So that one's, you know, again, a very popular one, I know. I have also The Magpie Murders by Anthony Horowitz. So this is, I think, the first book in this series, where I think it's a book within a book. The editor is looking at a book that somebody who, I don't know if did he die? And then she's trying to figure out what happened, or was it disappeared or murdered? I don't remember, but it has mysteries within mysteries kind of thing. I hear really good things about this series, and I think this is the one that's kind of meta, but I'm not, no, maybe that's the other one. I don't remember, but I hear this is good, so that's a kind of a weird one. I have The Woman Upstairs by Catherine Lowe, which is a novel of the last Bronte. So now that I've read all the Bronte novels, I can read this mystery, because it has to do with a woman who is the last Bronte, or the last of the line descendant. And I think it has something to do with finding something about the Bronte estate or something. I'm not quite sure. But anyway, again, it's a book that's in my mystery section that I haven't been able to read until I finished all the Bronte novels, because I don't want to be spoiled for anything. So now that I've read everything, I could maybe read this mystery. I have The Woman in the Library by Sorari Gentil. Anyway, so this one is also kind of a meta one. Like, I guess there's a book within a book kind of thing. This woman's writing, or somebody's writing a book, and they're at the library, at the Boston Library, and then someone gets killed, and all the people who were there might have been the killer or something. I know, I've heard good and bad things about this one. It's kind of one of those mixed review ones, but I would like to get to that. I also have The Appeal by Janice Hadlett, which again, a lot of people read. This one, because this is mixed media, has emails and text messages and stuff. And again, I wanted to give this a shot, and so I got that one too. So then I have a couple of first books in series. The Unexpected Inheritance of Inspector Chopra by Wasim Khan. And I know this has to do with somebody who is retiring, but he has two mysteries going on, something about a drowned boy, and then also he inherits a baby elephant or something. Anyway, so I've heard, as I said, it's the beginning of a series, but it looks cute with the elephant on it. I have the book, the Belfield Hall, or The Deductions of Miss Dido Kent by Anna Dean. I think this is the start of a series. I don't remember. I bought this kind of on a whim one day. But this one is they're at an engagement party, and somewhere through it, something happens. Something happens where somebody shows up, and then the engagement is broken off, and it's the mystery of why that happened or whatever. So I don't know. I don't know anything about this, but I must have heard it on somebody's channel, but I'm on a copy. Haven't read it yet. A Quiet Life in the Woods. A Quiet Life in the Country. Lady Hardcastle Mystery by T.E. Kinsley. Kinsey. So I've heard a lot about this one, about these two women who moved to the country as kind of a retirement in 1908 to do the hard life, but they've both had like more of a spectacular earlier life of things that happen, so then they get caught up in a mystery. I hear really good things about this series, so I'd like to read that. I have The Anatomist's Wife by Annalee Herber, which is the Lady Derby series. This is 1830 Scotland, and after her husband's death, she has gone to her sister's estate, and I think somebody dies or something, and she knows some stuff about anatomy and stuff because of what her husband did, I think, but she knows stuff too. I don't know, but I've heard really good things about this series. I'd like to do that. And I'd really, really love to start the Veronica Speedwell series by Deanna Raybourn. A Curious Beginning is the first book, and I know Veronica, she's 1887 London, and she is doing her own scientific stuff, but she's kind of drawn into something, or somebody tries to get her, and then somebody else helps her. Whatever, I don't know, something like that. I don't know. I hear these are really good. This series is great. I would love to start it. And then here are my translated works. So if you've read any of these and really want me to read them, let me know. I have the first book in this series, The Silence of the White City by Eva Garcia Cienez. So this one is, I think, Spain. And there's an inspector called the Kraken. So it's his series of things. I can't recall who the translator is. Hold on. Oh, too many pages stuck together. It's translated from the Spanish by Nick Casador. So all I know, it's a murder mystery, you know, detective kind of thing. I also have this one. I think this is Italian, which is I Will Have Vengeance by Maurizio Di Giovanni. This is the I can't say this word. It's just not coming to me. It's, I don't know. It's Commissario, something like that. Riccardio, Cardi, I don't know how you say that. Anyway, it's a Italian one translated by Anne Milano Appeal. So again, this is like an older, it's set back into the 1930s. So, but it says he has visions, so I'm not sure why I picked this up. I don't know. I got it used, but anyway, that's another one. I have The Borrowed by Chen Ho Ki, and I think this is Chinese, or yeah, Hong Kong detective, and I think this is covering 6 of his cases. So I think this is like a collection, which I didn't really quite understand. I don't know. Maybe it's considered a novel, but it has different time periods of when each of the stories, 2013, 2003, 1997, 1989, 1977, and 1967. So they're like different. I don't know. I picked this up a while ago, and I don't know. I haven't read. This is translated from the Chinese by Jeremy Tiang. So I don't know. This one might be a weird one because it's split up. There's 6 stories. So I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, not sure. And then I have a couple Japanese ones because you know I have some. So A Quiet Place by Shiicho Matsumoto. And this one is translated by Louise Heel Kawai. And so this one is, I think the main character's wife dies somewhere. She has some kind of heart condition, and she dies somewhere weird, but their circumstances are confusing and not, because he went on a business trip and he comes back and something's happened. So I don't know. I have had this on my shelf for a while. I have the Hanji Murders by I don't know, Yoko Mizo. This is it's 1937, and there's supposed to be this big wedding, and then something happens at the wedding. I remember there's like a sword in the ground, and maybe somebody's, I don't know if anybody's dead. I can't remember, but it has to do with a detective. And this was also translated by Louise Heel Kawai. I can't remember if this is a series or not, or just the first of the books that were published in English by this author. So I don't know enough about this one, but again, it sounds like it's going to be a wedding that goes wrong. Anyway. And then I also have The Devotion of Suspect X by Higashimo. So this one I know is in a series for this detective, but I think that they're published out of order. This was translated by Alexander O. Smith and Ellie J. Alexander. So, I know this was, let's see here. Something about someone goes missing, and then this detective comes in and is puzzled by all the circumstances. I think something happens in I don't know. I don't have any clue. No idea. But that's another one. So anyway, those are all the books that are like calling to me to read in March, and I cannot read all these. So if you guys have any of the, or think any of these are like series I should start or ones I should continue or read that standalone book, that's great. I just need to have a little bit like culling down of these because I have too many options again, and I just so many things I want to pick up, but I don't know what I want to pick up yet. So if you could give me some of your favorites out of here, that would be really great. Or tell me what you're reading for March Mystery Madness. As I said, I will probably next week have a video that'll still be my TBR, whittled down to a couple of these, but I need your help in finding out what I should read. So let me know. And again, I will leave the announcement video for March Mystery Madness that Janelle at Two Fauna Books did. So anyway, I will talk to you guys later. Bye.